Hi, my name is Keith and I'm known as the Florida Stone Man, and today I'm on the beach again. I'm the only person on the beach because it's freezing cold and I love the weather and I'm happy and I'm feeling amazing, so hope you guys are feeling amazing as well. Also, I do have my branch in my hair again. I put it in my head and I started getting extremely lucky out of nowhere. I'm already lucky, but like a lot more lucky. It's brought a lot of luck. Lucky branch. I'm not attached to it because I could just take it out and throw it out. But it's actually coral. From what I researched online, it's actually coral, so it doesn't surprise me. Coral's a crystal as well. So this will stay in my head, this video too. I'm gonna be talking to you guys about something really just that needs to be talked about, that no one seems to be talking about, that I always say certain truths that people don't like. It's something they have not heard. People have been hearing what they've been wanting to hear for a very long time. And it's not been helping people. It's putting a band-aid on a problem. It's if you have rice and you drop it on the ground, which actually attracts money, and you sweep it under the rug, which actually attracts money as well. That's a bad example. If you have a mess that you made, an unintentional mess, and you sweep it under the rug, it doesn't fix the mess. It hides it. These spiritualists out here, these spiritual leaders, teachers, people in this world will teach things that make you happy and that sound nice and that are not overly helpful. So they'll keep people getting by until they reach the grave, but the people just getting by are not essentially happy. Some of them are, but a lot of these people want to help their family. A lot of these people want to help their neighbors. They want to help themselves. But if you're stuck in a situation and you keep doing the same thing over and over again, that's not fixing the situation. I talked about that in yesterday's video. That's being stuck in a cycle, and the cycle doesn't work, so why stick with it? In this topic, I'm actually relating this to other spiritual teachers. I'm relating this to myself. You cannot, ever, and this is something that it took me a while to kind of understand. It took me a long time for this to kind of sit in, because I'm like, the message is, you can't look up to other people. You cannot look up to them as a bird flies over me. You cannot look up to them because essentially you will be idolizing them. And some people are like, well, that's not my idol. If you look up to someone and you blindly follow their teachings, even myself, I teach you on my channel, do not, and I'm telling you right now, I don't want you people, anyone on my channel, I don't want my YouTuber followers, my YouTube subscribers, you beautiful people, to 100% digest whatever I tell you guys, okay? That's not how that is not how people are productive. That's not how you're going to get through information that'll actually help you. What you're supposed to do is take information that you learn and apply it in certain areas. And what works for you will continue to work for you, and you'll use that information. Now, if you find that something doesn't work for you, why are you going to continue using it? So that's what I teach. So people, I find that online, they find information, as my hair is flying around, people will find information that one spiritual leader says, and the other spiritual leader says something different. So this person just goes with whoever's more popular, when even the most popular YouTuber, spiritualist, anyone could be fully in the wrong and not even know it. Most of the time, they're not doing it because they're not. Well, some of them are actually doing it and they know it. A good portion of the time, some of them are not doing it intentionally, but you're still following them, and you're gonna follow them off a bridge. So you do things for you that work. Do things that bring you success. Do things that bring you happiness and vitality. Most importantly, do things that move you closer to God. If you find that anything that someone teaches online takes away from your relationship with God, that is the enemy. I don't care how you want to word it. People want to say, people are subtracting from what the essence of God is. That's exactly what the enemy does. That is what demons do. For people who work with angels, it's actually demons disguised as angels. For some of the people who I teach, or people in general who gain the ability to physically hear angels with your ears, you're going to hear a whole bunch of things, then you'll hear just your angels, before you pass a certain set of tests. Now, and how do you know you're talking to certain things as well? Intention. Ignore my hair blowing around. But the thing is, with people, and yeah, it's very windy. It's actually so windy, it's freezing cold out here, and I'm not cold, I'm happy. I've seen people in coats, but the message is, people are taking away from what God does for us. You cannot, and this is the trend online that I'm seeing, you cannot call everything universe when the universe is a mechanism. You can't take away the fact that there's light and dark. You can't blend the two. There's heaven and there's hell. We're on earth. It's a little bit of both. You cannot subtract away from what good is and what bad is. You can't say that just when you do good and you do some bad here, it equals out the good. When you take oil and water and you shake them together, they end up separating. Now, there's different things too, because I've been thinking about this a lot. You think some of your favorite YouTubers, your favorite influencers are perfect, and then you find out, it's not exactly what you've made it out to be, but if you follow them 100% and 100% of everything they do, you're kind of on the same ledge that they're walking off. So that's why I teach. The only thing that you're supposed to 100% put on a pedestal or look up to is God. And when you do this with humans, because sometimes you'll have a case where you'll have someone who teaches for a long period of time, and then after a long period of time of that person teaching, they somehow step into darkness, or they accidentally step into a puddle of darkness. But for other YouTubers, other spiritualists, anyone, because there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of spiritualists and spiritual teachers and influencers online. So if you're following someone and they've done good for about 3 years, right? Let's just say nothing they teach, they only teach good, they only teach right, they only teach goodness, they only teach light. They're teaching things that help people. If that person had some kind of darkness slip into their life by accident, you're not going to see it. You're not immediately going to see it. And then it seeps in, or sometimes it'll groundhog. So on certain days, that person, the darkness will slip out and you'll see it. Certain days you won't see it at all. But the thing is, that's why you don't 100% follow any 100% teaching that anyone has presented towards you. So, and that's exactly a tactic of the enemy. He'll use people, and it's a sandwich. I've taught about sandwiches before. So the tomato's good, the lettuce is good, the mustard is good, there's like cyanide in the sandwich, and then there's the bread, and then there's some onions. But when you take a bite of the sandwich, you take a little bite of the cyanide. So when you're looking into other YouTube channels, other TikTok channels, and you see someone and they're amazing, even myself, because this is a habit, this is not something you just do for one person's channel. You acknowledge their teachings. You don't look up to them, look at them and acknowledge what they do and say, okay, this is good, this is bad, this is helpful, this is not helpful. You look at the points they make. Okay, this is a helpful point. This point I kind of disagree with, or I'll have to keep my eye open for it, because it's kind of like a research. It's not, you don't turn in, this is a good example. In college, if you take your first draft and you turn it into the professor, you're probably going to get a C or something below that. But if you take the first draft and you ask the professor for help or get it reviewed, you'll notice certain things work in your draft and certain things don't work. The same thing applies when gaining spiritual knowledge, going through your life. So, and I'm not using anyone as an example in this video. That's why it seems kind of a little vague, because I'm not using anyone. I'm talking generally. Because everyone has their own someone that they look up to. And even right now, if you have someone you look up to right now, and don't look up to me, look at me, look at what I'm doing. Look what I'm doing. If you want to look up to me, don't look up to me. Look up to God. Say, thank you, God, for any information that's passed down through me to you guys. But the thing is, you have to think about it like this. What happens if you look up to someone in your relationship? You put them on a pedestal. You end up chasing after them. You end up adopting bad habits. You end up putting up with things you shouldn't be putting up with. You end up not happy with certain things, but you just go with them anyway because you look up to them. Oh, I look up to them. I look up to this person. I look up to that person. It's not a good habit. When you're looking up, you see the heavens. Focus on your connection with God. And this topic is very, I've been doing some topics recently that strike nerves. Take someone you look up to and don't look up to them. Even if it's me. Do not look up to me. Look at me and look at what I'm doing. Even as a YouTuber, as someone who's gaining thousands and thousands of followers, I still would like you guys to get in the habit of just looking at your favorite whatever. People, when they see, for example, I'm not going to use any celebrity as an example. When people see their favorite celebrity, they'll start crying and screaming. And some people actually do dark things to get to see their favorite celebrity, or do things like their favorite celebrity, or they'll copy a certain pattern and it will lead them on the same bridge as a celebrity. What's that doing? It's idolizing the person. If I take a razor and I cut that person, or you cut that person, or you draw blood, and you do the same thing for yourself, you bleed the same blood. People seem to forget that. No one person is above other people. God is above everyone. And that's one thing you guys have to get in the habit of, is realizing that people are just other people. And there is no such thing as one human that knows everything. Coming from someone. Because there are certain things, there are certain mechanisms that you can use to view prophecies. Coming from someone who's able to view prophecies. There's a crystal for that as well. Prophecy stone, but there's a way to get it to work. Let's just say that. And there's special prophecy stones. Not every prophecy stone is the same. There's a specific activation for that. No one human will ever know everything. You know why? Can I give you a little guess? Because God is God. Even prophecies can change. Prophecies can break. Multi-dimensions can occur. You can end up in a different dimension when your prophecy was to do one thing, you thought you knew everything, and now you're heading on a different path. How many times has that happened to you guys? A lot. What's the difference between you and some of these spiritual leaders? You think they're spiritual leaders, spiritual teachers, celebrities, etc. If they 100% they think that they know everything and they teach it to you and you 100% accept it, you're bound for failure. Number one, they're not going to be teaching 100% of everything because they're going to keep some things private. That's just a little tip as well, but follow your intuition. Follow your goals, your dreams, what makes you happy. Don't follow what someone else is doing because it makes them happy. So let's just say, and I've seen people do this. So people will see that I do crystals because I live and sleep and breathe and everything about me is crystals. So if someone's passion is not crystals and they'll go into crystals trying to make money, that person's miserable at it. Their blessings are not in that avenue. Their blessings are probably where their passion was. But that person, 1 second ago, was doing real estate, and now that person's selling crystals, and now they're doing jet skis. It's like, what are you trying to do? It's obvious. But that person's following what other people are doing. They're following their favorite celebrities. Oh, do whatever you have to do to get where you need to be. Yeah, but don't put other people down. Don't trade in yourself. Don't cut off your relationship with God. This video is more to make people conscious. It's too many people just blindly following. And just because you really like someone, anytime someone ever says something to you, the second they say it, ask yourself, okay, does it sit right? Did I fully understand it? You go through it with your guides, talk to your guides, ask God for help about what the information you just received. And after that, you apply it to certain areas of your life, and then you make opinions. And then you make if you find certain facts about whatever that person just said, then use what works and don't use what doesn't work. A lot of people will just be like, well, this person said a whole bunch of stuff and it doesn't make me feel right. Like, this makes me feel like, some people will be like, I hate my reality now because I feel like I'm living the wrong one. Well, you're following a reality that someone presented towards you that you're supposed to only take for a grain of salt. I will keep mentioning this on your future YouTube videos, but don't look up to anyone. Look up to God, most importantly. He's the only one who determines your future. Outside of that, you will follow your path. You will do what you think is right, but God will always direct you on the path to what he knows is right, not thinks, because he sees way further ahead of time than you do. Like I said, this video might strike some nerves and make people really uncomfortable. If I did that, I'm glad, because it made you think. If anything, ask your questions in the comment section. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao!